Konoha, 5 a.m. Most of Konoha was asleep at this hour. Konohamaru, on the other hand, was not. The nephew of Sarutobi Asuma found himself running through the village. He was surprised to run into Lee and Guy, but it couldn't be helped. From what his sensei had told him, this was their daily routine. Since he arrived at Tsunade, Senzuru had him running around the village. Konohamaru was now heading back to Tsunade's. According to the beeping of his watch, he had more than an hour. When he arrived back at her house, he found his sensei waiting for him. He looked tired, but I know that's not the case. Konohamaru knew that if he told the truth, more running would ensue. He decided to lie. Nah, I'm perfectly fine. What are we gonna do next, sensei? It's good that you asked, Konohamaru. We are heading to the lake near the Uchiha district. I can see that you're tired. I will give you credit for gutting it out. But the running I put you through had a purpose, he informed the Chunin, who didn't quite understand. Senzuru continued. My purpose is simple. You're tired, we'll fight in the lake. You're tired, and you also have to worry about placing the right amount of chakra into your feet to stay afloat. On top of that, you have to fight me. The odds aren't in your favor. Konohamaru grinned. Bring it on, I told you already, whatever it takes. Senzuru stepped closer to Konohamaru. Then let's go. The next thing Konohamaru saw was an afterimage of his sensei. Damn, that was fast. Oh well, I'll make that look like nothing when I'm Hokage. Konohamaru followed his sensei to continue his training. Hyuga compound. Hinata was all she could think about. Well, with few thoughts of Konohamaru here and there, but mostly Hinata. It was inevitable. She would defeat Hinata like always, but this time, Hinata would be gone forever. That council meeting last night was crazy, simply because the elders wanted Hinata's head for disrespecting the family by going behind their back. When Hiyashi did make the proposal, they thought of it as nothing more than a joke, but they agreed. In fact, they really couldn't disagree. There was nothing in that charter wrong with what Hinata did. They couldn't kill her for disrespecting the clan, not officially. They decided it would be better to have her defeat Hinata. Afterwards, Hinata would have to commit suicide. If Hinata wins, she lives and gets a rightful spot as the heir back. But if she loses, then she dies. It was decided. Hanabi may have acted unruly and spoiled at times, but she can never bring herself to be responsible for Hinata's death, over something as stupid as who becomes the head of the Hyuga. No, she would throw the fight. She would make it look close, but ultimately, she would let Hinata win. After all, she was her big sister. Hanabi got out of bed. It was breakfast time according to the bell she heard. Today wouldn't be as bad as she thought. Nope, not at all. Somewhere in Konoha, Hinata found herself walking. The sun was rising, and she could smell the lake she was passing. She looked over to see two figures fighting. It's Konohamaru, but I don't recognize that other guy. Hinata had nothing really else to do, so she decided to go watch the two spar, which she was certain they were doing. Hinata sat under a tree near the lake. She had to clear her mind of what was going to happen in 7 hours. Watching them would take her mind off that. Came to watch the fight as well. Hinata didn't realize that she wasn't the only one there. She turned to her right to see Shinji looking at the two battle. Yes, I really don't have anything else to do. Besides, I wanted to see who was fighting Konohamaru. Hinata informed the man. She studied him for a bit. She'd never seen him before, but he looked like a warrior. She knew he wasn't a threat, because if he was, she would have already been dead. Her staring uneased Shinji. Is there something on my face? Oh, I'm sorry, I don't recognize you at all. You're not from Konoha, are you? He shook his head. No, I'm not. I'm originally from Z Country. Shinji Minashu. And you are? Hinata extended her hand for him to shake. Hinata Hyuga, it's nice to meet you. I met your cousin yesterday. So, why are you out here this early, if I may ask? I usually train out here by the water. It's so calming and relaxing, it reminds me of home. Shinji got a sad look when he thought about his home. Oh, I didn't mean to. It's okay, Shinji said. So, why are you out here? Well, today I have to fight my sister for the head seat of my clan, Hinata told the stranger. Why? I thought a clan as renowned as the Hyuga would have better ways of selecting an heir. Shouldn't the eldest be the one selected? What, is your sister the oldest and you're challenging her? Shinji wondered. No, it's not like that. I'm the oldest, but my father, well, let's just say he doesn't think too highly of me. Shinji could hear the sadness in the girl's voice. Expectations, I assume. Hinata looked at Shinji. "What do you mean?" Shinji responded. "I can see it in your eyes. It's not easy being the heir, is it? You know, my uncle wasn't the firstborn, my father was. When he was killed, I was too young to lead the clan, so my uncle did. I was groomed to succeed him, but not only that, I was groomed to be better than my father. Shinji is going to be strong. He's the son of Shinjiro, or Shinjiro's boy is the pride of this clan. It was always like that, expectations to be better than my father, and my uncle. Oh, my father is a bit different. He has expectations, but no matter what, I can never meet them. He hates me for something that I had no control over. I never cared about leading the clan. I just wanted to hear him say, 'Good job, Hinata,' or 'I love you, Hinata.' I'm jealous of my sister in a way. The things that I wish from him, she gets easily." Shinji just looked at her. He wondered what she did that was so bad that would cause her father to hate her. Hinata looked away embarrassed. "I don't even know why I'm telling you this. I barely know you, and I shouldn't burden you with my life. I'm sorry about that." Shinji waved off her apology. He understood that sometimes people just needed to get things off their mind, and talking to strangers helped a lot. "Don't worry about it. It seems as heirs have it hard. Error is not an option for us." "Maybe, but without errors, what goals are we to work towards?" Shinji couldn't help but smile. Hinata had put it all in perspective for him. He stood up. "I guess you're right. I have to go. I hope to talk to you soon, Yuga." "I would like that, but there's a condition with this fight today. If I lose, I will have to commit suicide." "There's a chance that I could lose," Hinata informed Shinji. Shinji grinned. "Then don't lose. It's rare that I talk to people with your intellect and one who understands me. I'm counting on you to win, Yuga." "I'll try my best, but please, call me Hinata," Shinji nodded. "Okay, later, Hinata." "Enjoy your day, Shinji." Hinata didn't expect to meet Shinji out there. Yesterday, Hayami said that Shinji, as she called him, was mean. Hinata was expecting someone like Sasuke. He was nothing like that at all. In fact, he was someone who understood her. Maybe it was because they both, as he said, had expectations set by others for them. Hinata decided not to think about it too much. She turned back and placed her hands behind her on the grass to use for support as she leaned back softly. She watched the two continue their fight. Poor Konohamaru. Hinata watched as Sensuru didn't pull any punches in the Chunin. On the lake, Konohamaru was doing everything in his power to stay above water. His chakra was running low. Boy, did he need to work on his stamina. I guess this was the purpose of fighting here in the water. He would have to maintain his balance after running around the village for an hour. Not to mention, he was into a hand-to-hand match with someone who wasn't pulling any punches. Konohamaru felt a foot press against his right cheek. They sent him skidding across the lake. He was tapped out. He ultimately started to slip under the water. His arms were tired, and his legs felt like they didn't want to move. He had no idea how he was going to get out of this godforsaken lake. When Sensuru walked over to him, he couldn't have been happier. Sensuru knelt down before the struggling boy. "Your stamina sucks. You want to be a decent ninja. You're gonna have to work on it." Sensuru stood up and left the boy by himself. Konohamaru couldn't believe that he would leave him. When the brown-eyed Jonin got on land, he saw Hinata running past him. "Excuse me," he said, causing Hinata to turn around. "What do you think you're doing, miss?" Sensuru asked the girl before him. "Konohamaru needs my help. He's gonna drown." "If he drowns, then he doesn't deserve to be Hokage. I would appreciate it if you don't interfere with my training method for my new apprentice." Hinata was confused. "Apprentice? I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. Your name, sir?" Sensuru extended his hand. "Sensuru, what's your name?" "Hinata Hyuga, it's nice to meet you." After she shook his hand, she turned to Konohamaru. "Do you think it's wise to leave him? He looks like he's doing everything to stay afloat." "Of course he is. With the pain I inflicted on his arms and legs purposely, he should be." "So, Hinata Hyuga, I heard that name before. You're Hiyashi's daughter, correct?" Hinata nodded. "Yes." Sensuru touched the girl's shoulder. "Well, I have to go. Please don't interfere. It's a test of sorts." Later, Sensuru walked off. Hinata looked at the man as he walked off. She then turned around to see Konohamaru. Hinata wanted so much to help Konohamaru. She decided that she would help if he started to sink. 15 minutes later, Konohamaru made it ashore. But boy was he pissed. Hinata never heard one person curse so much in her life. That goddamn bastard, what the hell was its problem? "Calm down, Konohamaru. I'm sure he had his reasons. More importantly, are you okay? The concern was visible on her face. Konohamaru took off the wet shirt and wringed it out. I'm fine. He said he was a slave driver, but I didn't expect this. So Hinata, have you seen Hanabi? I've been looking for her, but she's been nowhere in sight. Hanabi, well, if I know father, he is preparing her for the fight with me later on. Hinata is still uneased by fighting her sister. So it's true. I heard Uncle Asuma mention something about that, but I didn't know if it was true. Hinata. Konohamaru's tone caused Hinata to look at the boy, his features showing that he was worried. Hanabi can be stubborn at times, but she is a good person. I know most think of her as arrogant, but that's because she is afraid, and doing so pushes people away. Most people want to be your friend, as well as mine, because of who our family is, not who we are. I know, Hanabi is my sister, and I love her, so I would never, or could ever, harm her. It's my job to protect her, which is why I must fight her without holding back. All of those years that we were fighting were a combination of me pulling my punches as well as low self-esteem. Like me, she is a victim of the rules and the expectations that are placed before all Hyuga. If I am to protect her, I must shatter those rules and expectations for her sake, as well as the sake of the clan. Hinata stood up and held out her hand for Konohamaru to grab. Come, I'll treat you to breakfast, Konohamaru. Konohamaru decided to stand without taking her hand. Thanks, but I can't. I'm sure that the bastard is waiting for me at his house. My training isn't over, and I'll probably regret taking time to talk to you. Either way, I'll see you later, Hinata. Konohamaru ran off waving goodbye as he did. Hinata was about to leave, but decided against it. She just plopped back down in the grass and laid back, her gaze fixed towards the morning sky. The sun had risen, and maybe she can look at that as a foreshadowing of the Hyuga clan's future. A new day was going to begin, but first, she would have to win. There was no tomorrow. Closing her eyes to relax her mind, Hinata drifted off into a slumber. Cloud Village, 8 a.m. Aisu was in his office, sorting through the missions he was to assign to his ninja. He heard knocking at the door. Come in. Before Aisu stood, one of the captains he sent to capture Uzumaki. But why was he here? So, I take it that you have found and dispatched Uzumaki. I can only guess you are here to bring me the sword I told you to retrieve. Sorry, sir, but our search continues. Honestly, sir, I don't think we're going to find him. The guy has fallen off the face of the earth. We've searched every country since the mission was assigned. Sir, we will continue our search. I just thought I would inform you on how it's going. Aisu stood up and walked around his desk. He was now standing on the man's left side. If I don't see you guys, then I know you're still on mission. The next time I see you guys, I want his head and his sword. Here's a suggestion. You might want to stay close to the Leaf Village. I'm sure Tsunade has envoy trolling within 20 miles of Konoha from all directions, so getting inside the village isn't possible. However, you might hear something if you keep your hair to the ground long enough. You guys are the best at what you do. You and the other captain squads can find needles in a haystack, so go and find Uzumaki. The captain bowed. Yes, sir, we will complete our mission. The captain moved with such speed it was almost as if he teleported out of the room. Aisu sat on his desk. What the hell are you doing, Uzumaki? He has 4 months left. I don't know why I feel worried. He has years until he reaches my level, and I will crush him before he does. Naya's place. Naruto decided to skip sword training today. He decided to relax. The last time he was at the Namikaze house, he snatched the diary that was in his parents' room. He knew it was private, but he felt that reading it would give him a better understanding of who they were. As he discovered from reading his mother's journal a couple of days ago, she wasn't a shinobi. He told himself he would read her diary later. The one that he wanted to read was his father's. The man that was once his idol, and the one he hated at all the time was an enigma. Naruto needed to understand this man better. Although nothing beats the real thing, the diary was the closest he could get. Naruto was skimming through all of the boring stuff, but storing it away at the same time. Finally, after flipping through many pages, he landed on a page with something that caught his interest. Today was a wonderful day. I finally was able to utilize my Hiraishin technique. After years of creating and training, I finally had mastered it. I am thinking of taking leave for a couple of months. during the ceasefire to hone my skills here in the northern mountain hills of Fire Country. I wish I could have brought Kushina with me, but then again, I would have never gotten any training done. I can't wait to get back home. My sensei's novels are great, but they're nothing compared to her touch. When I do get back, I'm going to grab her and just... Naruto threw the book down after reading a little more. He put his head down. My old man was a perv too? The future doesn't look too good for me. Am I fated like all men to be a pervert? Naruto prayed that wasn't the case. However, something did catch his interest. Northern mountain hills of Fire Country. Naruto decided to go back a few pages that he skipped and continued reading. He discovered that his father had a little place within those mountains. Talk about seclusion. Naya was secluded, but those mountains were miles away from any form of civilization. At least Naya was 20 miles away from a town. Naruto had passed those mountains on a mission one time, and boy did it take him forever to find the nearest town. But he was curious. Maybe the little sanctuary that the fourth had created was still there. He could stay there if it was, but whether it was there or not, training away from everything, even Nai and Kaito, was better. Everywhere he turned, his sensei was telling him to rest. In his mind, he felt he didn't have time to rest. He had a little over 4 months, and where he was at wasn't good enough. He needed to be in solitude. His mind was made up. He was heading back to Fire Country, but this time, it wasn't the Leaf Village. Northern mountain hills of Fire Country. Here I come. Konoha, midday. The Hyuga courtyard was usually a deserted place. However, that was not the case today. Members from the Hyuga Council, as well as the branch house and main house, were in the courtyard. Other shinobi were also present, but only ones Hiyashi had said were to watch. They were Hinata's close friends. Kiba and Akamaru looked a bit nervous. The same could be said for Kurenai. She and Nooshino, calm and collected. Tsunade was there, as Hokage things of significant importance like this required her presence. Everyone from the Rookie 9, Guy Squad, and the Jonin were there, except Naruto and Sasuke, for obvious reasons. Hanabi was in the middle of the courtyard, dressed in the purple ninja outfit that she trained in. She patiently waited for Hinata, who had yet to show up. Hanabi prayed she showed, because if she lost by default, Hinata still would die. Kiba was worried about his comrade as well. Damn it, where the hell are you, Hinata? Shino gently placed his hand on the shoulder of a pacing Kiba. Patience, my friend, Hinata will show. Hiyashi was waiting for his daughter to show up. He knew it. She was a coward, and had disgraced him in front of the family once again. He was forced to take back his thoughts when he saw a lone figure walk into the courtyard. The sun high above made the girl heading in their direction look like a walking silhouette from a distance. When Hinata came into view, everyone was a little surprised at what they saw. Kakashi was reading his book, almost dropped it. Kiba always looked at Hinata like a little sister, but right now his thoughts were in the gutter. The purple halter topped with the matching spandex showed off Hinata's figure to its fullest degree. Most didn't get to see her this way because Hinata was always conservative. Hinata opted to wear an outfit similar to the one that Naya had given her during her training with slight modifications. Although she still had the ankle warmers that Lee and Guy gave thumbs up to, she also had on the type of armbands that Sasuke and Ino used to wear. Hanabi never saw her sister like this. You don't have to go parading around. I still hate you right now, Hinata. Hiyashi stepped forward and mentioned for the girls to come close. When they got close, he spoke. I expect you two to give your all. The last one standing wins. That means you can only win by knocking your opponent out, or by killing them. I already know who's going to win, so Hanabi, make this quick. Hiyashi gave Hinata a look of disgust before he walked away. Hinata stared at her father, but then turned her attention to Hanabi. Her sister had already slipped into a fighting stance. Hinata, Hanabi called out to the girl. Once she saw she had her undivided attention, she continued. I will let you win this. I really don't want you to die, so let's just give them a good show. Hinata slipped into the same Shuken stance that Hanabi slipped into. Sorry, Hanabi, but I don't want you to hold back. Fight me with everything you have, sister. Are you crazy? He'll be killed. Hinata, don't act tough. You can't beat me. Please, Hinata, just do this for me, Hanabi pleaded. Hinata smiled at her sister. Hanabi, I know you don't think I can beat you, but it's like I said. I never wanted to hurt you. Sisters, brothers, family in general should never have to fight. I love you, Hanabi, and I can never harm you, which is why I never put my all in our battles. Even if I did, Father wouldn't have liked me better for it. I would have gotten scolded for hurting you. I know you're just trying to protect me, but that's my job. I'm the big sister. It's time I start acting like it. Please, Hanabi, come at me with everything you have. This fight is bigger than you and me. Don't insult its importance by giving half. Hinata's mind was made up. This she could see. She closed her eyes to mentally prepare herself for what she was about to do. She knew she would hate herself for it. But this is what Hinata wished, then so be it. Okay, I'll not be holding back, but I did try to help you. Come, sister, let us begin. Hinata nodded. The two girls started to circle the field, neither attacking, they were sizing the other up. Hinata knew Hanabi was good, but she had the advantage. Hanabi didn't know what she was capable of. The two continued to circle, looking for an opening. Hanabi was the first to strike. She aimed for Hinata's shoulder. Her thoughts were to see one of her arms and end it quickly. She never expected Hinata to match her speed and block, but she did. Hanabi's initial shock gave Hinata the time she needed to place her knee into Hanabi's gut, following that up with a kick from the opposite foot that sent the girl skidding across the floor. Hinata jumped back to create a significant distance. She's still not serious. I have to force her, and the way to do that is by hurting her pride. I should expect her to come at me with everything she has. Hinata knew her sister alright, because Hanabi was pissed and it showed. This was the first time Hinata landed a hit on her, but what surprised Hanabi was that she did it with little effort. Okay, you want a fight? And I'll give you one. Hanabi slipped back into her Jukin. She would apply more chakra to her hands and strike with greater force. Hinata knew what was coming. She prepared herself. Kiba looked over at Kurenai. Wow, I never knew Hinata was that fast. I guess she's full of surprises, Kurenai said. Kakashi, who was standing next to Kurenai, couldn't have agreed more. Something told him that this fight was going to be good. He decided to pull up his headband, uncovering his left eye. Tsunade glanced at Kakashi. So, he thinks it's going to be interesting. Well, seeing that she trained near Naya, I'm sure it will be. Hanabi and Hinata closed the distance until fist met fist. Hand strike after hand strike. Kick after kick. Block after block. Visible chakra was seen with each hit and block. Hiyashi along with the rest of the Hyuga were stunned. Never did they see Hinata fight with so much intensity or use the Jukin this effectively. The girl was fighting like she belonged in the head house. Every hit that Hinata blocked frustrated Hanabi even more. Hanabi was flying through ideas in her head to end it, but it was like Hinata was a step ahead of her. Shit, she's not allowing me to hit any major areas that would make her Jukin ineffective. In fact, she's meeting with equal force, but how'd she get this strong? I refuse to believe she was always this strong. She couldn't have let me win. I refuse to believe that. Hanabi decided to go for a leg sweep. When Hinata jumped over it, she smiled. Got you. Realizing her mistake, she flew through her hand seals as fast as she could to stop Hanabi, who used the leg swipe to spin in the chitin. Hinata only got hit with the initial blast, which was good, because had she taken that hit at full power, she would have surely be out of it. Hanabi wondered why she stopped, but she saw the mud that stopped her spin. She didn't get to complete the chitin, but the initial spin blew Hinata a few feet away. Hanabi was glad because the way Hinata was falling, it was clear that she wasn't going to get back up once she hit the floor. Hiyashi smirked. I must admit, great counter from that position. And even though Hanabi didn't get to complete her chitin, it wasn't enough to end this. So you've improved a little, but it wasn't enough. Tsunade, Kakashi, and everyone else from Guy's team and the Rookie 9 looked as Hinata was coming down slowly. They didn't want to believe it, but it was over. A lone figure with their cloak on just smiled. Now it begins. Everyone's eyes widened when Hinata backflipped at the last moment, landing in a crouching position with one hand supporting her. She quickly grabbed 3 kunai from her pouch and threw them with force. Hanabi saw the kunai speeding towards her. Although they weren't on target to kill her, 2 were aimed at her shoulders while the other one was coming at her leg. She cursed Hinata for catching off guard with that Doton Jutsu. Hanabi put chakra to her feet and jumped out of the way, causing her to hit the ground. Hinata stood up and switched to her fighting stance. One of the Hyuga elders looked at Hiyashi. What the hell is this? That's not the Jukin stance, Hiyashi. She is disgracing the Hyuga. Put her down. Tsunade spoke. If he makes a move, I'll be forced to crush him. If I'm not mistaken, Hiyashi said that anything goes. The Hyuga who was looking at Tsunade turned back to Hiyashi, who really wasn't paying attention to the man. His eyes were on Hinata, and they were filled with anger. Every time he saw Hinata, he couldn't help but see his dead wife. He despised her. Not only that, but she was the one who came back alive. Each and every day he looked at Hinata, he couldn't help but see her. The girl was more and more like her. Hinata, who had her Byakugan activated, saw her father looking at her with animosity in his eyes. He still hates me. Why, father? Why do you hate me? I know why, but I can't apologize for something out of my realm of control. I don't care about the main house and the branch house. It doesn't matter. All I ever wanted was to make you proud of me, but the harder I tried, the higher your standard became. Watch me, father. I will make you see me. I will make you respect me. And Nabi dusts herself off and then slip back into her Jukin stance. What, decided to choose a new stance because my Jukin is better? That's not the case at all. I told you, Nabi. This fight is bigger than you and me. Hinata said while her eyes were on her father. Then switch back so we can continue, Hanabi demanded. No, Hanabi, I want to show father and the elders that the Jukin isn't as perfect as they think. But also, I want to show the elders that learning and utilizing different techniques can be beneficial to the clan. Hanabi, I'm fighting to change the clan. Understand where I'm coming from, sister. Hinata extended her hand and spread her legs until she was closer to the ground. Hanabi didn't have time to worry about this new style her sister was about to show. She had no data on it and didn't know how to combat it. If it was a regular opponent, it wouldn't have mattered because the Jukin could have taken it down. However, this was an entirely different case. Hinata was a Hyuga, and about half an hour ago she wouldn't have thought anything of that fact. But Hinata proved that she could keep up with her skill. Neji, who sensed a presence above him, was curious about the figure above him on the roof. Shino looked at Neji. Are you worried about Hinata or that person above us? The latter, I can't identify, said person, Neji said to Shino in a low voice. Kakashi, Guy, Asuma, and Tsunade overheard the two, who were keeping their voice in a whisper. The three looked at Tsunade, who nodded, causing the three men to disappear. Neji looked at Tsunade, who nodded. He understood. She sent them off to take care of it. Well, I guess it's been taken care of, Shino replied. Neji decided to keep focused on the fight. Yashi looked at Tsunade. So, she sensed it as well. Good, I don't have to worry about it. He turned back to look at the fight. Kakashi, Asuma, and Guy surrounded the cloak figure. I guess I couldn't stay hidden from you, eh? Kakashi, Guy, and Asuma? Kakashi spoke in a calm manner while the others wondered how this person knew their names. So, you know our names. Might we ask who you are? I'm surprised you forgot me, Kakashi. You would think you would remember old me. The cloak figure removed the hood to reveal her face. Kakashi's eyes widened, along with Guy's and Asuma's. Naya? You have grown, Kakashi. My fault, I meant to say Sharingan, Kakashi. And look at you, Asuma. Last time I saw you had a peach fuzz, and now it finally grew. Guy, I see you still have the same unique fashion sense. Asuma spoke. What brings you here after all these years, Naya? I have my reasons, but right now, I'm trying to look at this fight. She sat down on the roof and looked at the two girls circle each other. Guy spoke. This is great, Naya. I have this student who trains day and night, and I was thinking since you gave Naruto his... She cut Guy off. No, I helped Naruto out for a reason. Besides, your student can make do without gravity seals. I'm not here to join the village. I didn't come here for this. My purpose is to remain secret. I know you're gonna tell Tsunade my presence, but I ask you not to. She will see me soon enough. You guys don't have to stand. You can sit and watch the fight with me. Guy and Asuma sat down. Kakashi, on the other hand, didn't. She looked at him. What, to get to sit next to me, Kakashi? He ignored her and asked, how is he doing? She looked away and focused on the light. After a long pause, she answered, truthfully, I don't know if he's going to be able to master it within that necessary time. That's partially why I'm here, but enough about that. She smiled with a joning. Sit, Kakashi. Kakashi sat down next to Naya. Tsunade wondered why Kakashi and the rest weren't back. Never mind that, they can take care of themselves. This fight is really heating up. The fight was indeed heating up. Hanabi was trying to lay a hand on Hinata, but she found she couldn't. One, Hinata was shockingly faster. Two, her movements were more fluid. If Hanabi had to describe it, it was poetry in motion. She moved with the grace of a ballerina, but kept her ninja deadliness. Hanabi continued her attack and finally found an opening. She capitalized on it right away. She aimed at Hinata's heart, and when she hit, the crowd went silent. The hit echoed throughout the whole courtyard. Time stood still. Hinata flew a couple of feet away and landed hard. Hanabi closed her eyes when Hinata hit the ground. If Hinata wasn't dead from that, there was no way she was getting up from it. You fought like a true warrior, sister. And for that, you have my respect. Ino looked at Hinata. Oh my god, Hinata! Shikamaru lazily spoke. This fight is so over. Hinata really should stop playing and end this now. Ino turned to Shikamaru. What the hell are you saying? Hinata's laying there motionless. Shikamaru pointed to Hinata while yawning. Shino spoke. I see. Hinata's body turned into a log. Hanabi, who deactivated her Byakugan soon after, and was surprised to hear kunai coming at her from behind. She quickly knocked them away with the kunai she pulled from her pouch. The thing she noticed was that Hinata was not where she landed. Then it hit her. Substitution. Hanabi saw a kunai fly at her. She tilted her head to the side to dodge, but clearly that was a mistake. The kunai turned into Hinata, who planted her foot into Hanabi's jaw, knocking the girl off her feet. Hinata slipped back into her fighting position, waiting for her to get up. Hanabi rubbed her jaw, then picked herself up. How did you dodge that attack? I hit you in the heart. You shouldn't be standing. Hinata answered. You're experiencing the point I'm trying to make to the elders. The Jukin can be stopped. I won't tell you how I did it, but it can be nullified. Ino started cheering. Hinata, that was awesome. Give a left kick. Kiba joined in. Give her a knuckle sandwich. Lee started cheering as well. Show your youthful spirit, Hinata. Shikamaru covered his ears. Troublesome idiots. I wish Hinata would end this already. If only to shut them the hell up. Hanabi looked at the group, then back to Hinata, who was 5 feet away. Look at these idiots cheer for you. I never have anyone cheer for me. I always hated that. I was always stronger, faster, more agile at you. You always had when I never had. People who liked you for you. Well, I guess we both have something to be envious at. Father always treated you better. I couldn't bring myself to hate you for it, but I was always jealous of that, Hanabi. All I ever wanted was my family to see me and respect me for me. Looking at Hinata and listening to what she just said, her and her sister had more in common than they thought. Both wanted what the other had more than anything. Hinata smiled at her little sister. Hanabi, if it counts, I've always seen you as a friend. Hanabi returned the smile, but slid back into her stance. If you didn't have my respect before, Hinata, you have it now. Regardless of what happens here, Hinata, let's give it all we got. Hinata nodded. She quickly blurred out of Hanabi's sight, appearing in front of the young Hyuga, but she quickly blocked the attack. Hanabi tried to strike Hinata in the chest again, but her attack was blocked. Hinata created distance from her and Hanabi by jumping to the side. She quickly performed a hand seal to perform a fire attack. Hanabi decided to play Hinata's game and used a water attack that cancelled out the fire attack. The smoke screen faded in a matter of seconds, and the two were continuing their taijutsu match. It was evident that fatigue was taking its toll on Hanabi. Hanabi aimed her foot at Hinata's stomach, but Hinata backflipped a few feet away from Hanabi. The younger Hyuga decided it was time to pull out the stops. She's within range, she won't have time to counter. It's now or never. Hanabi slipped into a stance that Hinata recognized. Shit. Hanabi smiled. 8 trigrams, 64 palms. Hinata knew there was only one way to stop Hanabi, ending it here. What she did next shocked everyone except Kiba and Shino. 8 trigrams, 64 palms will shield me from her strikes. I just have to match her speed and force so she doesn't break through. Hanabi couldn't believe what she was seeing. Every strike was effectively countered by a technique she had never used. What was this technique? It reminded her of Kaiten, but without the spinning. Hiyashi narrowed his eyes. How did she learn such a technique? Kiba spoke. I knew that technique would be useful. You're awesome, Hinata. Ino joined in on the chanting and cheering with Kiba and Lee. Neji looked at Shino. How long has she known that technique? Since she was 12. This was news to everyone, including Kurenai, Shino continued. After her loss to you, she wanted to create a technique that was her own, but that would not disgrace her family. She thought that if she showed her father that she created a technique that all Hyuga could utilize, he would accept her. Tsunade overheard what Shino said and looked at Hiyashi, who was still glaring at Hinata. Blind fool, it's not her fault. I must say, that was impressive. I thought it was over as well. She seems determined. I don't know what you did, Naya, but thank you. Hanabi was glaring at Hinata. What the hell was that? A technique I created 6 years ago. Hanabi was surprised, but it stung her pride as well. She created a technique when she was a genin, not just any technique, but from what I can gather, she created an ultimate shield of sorts. Damn you, Hinata. Hinata didn't waste any time. She used her Jukin and struck Hanabi in the gut. Hanabi was not ready for this. The expression showed in her face. She dropped to one knee. She glanced up at Hinata, who was trying her best to hold back her tears, then fell forward on her face. Everyone turned at the gate when they heard Konohamaru yelled out, "Hanabi, get up! What are you doing, sleeping on the job? You can win! Get up, Hanabi, and fight!" Hinata looked at the boy. She then turned to see her sister, who was slowly rising. Freaking idiot doesn't know how to shut the hell up. Hinata knew this fight was over, but she knew how her sister felt. It was the same she felt when she was fighting Neji. When Naruto cheered her on, it felt like she could do anything. Although she was happy that Hanabi had at least one friend, she still had to put her down for good. Hanabi coughed up blood and moved back into her fighting stance. "It's over, Hanabi. Please don't continue. You were the one who said not to hold back. Well, it ain't over. I'm still standing." One eye was lower than the other. She was doing her best to try and stay awake. Hiyashi was looking at Hanabi. He hated to admit it, but Hinata was going to win. He still couldn't help but get angry every time he looked at the girl. His anger was spilling out. Tsunade could feel the killer intent coming from him. Better keep my eye on him. A tear fell down Hinata's eyes. "Hanabi, please, don't continue. You don't have anything to prove. Why must it come to this? Why must I harm you? I'm supposed to protect you from getting hurt." Hanabi rushed her and continued with her strikes. Hinata dodged them with ease. The blow she delivered to Hanabi's stomach had slowed the girl down considerably. Hinata continued to walk while she dodged. "We were supposed to be fighting over who used up all the shampoo, talking about what boys we both like, our first kisses and things of that nature." Hinata caught both hands. Hanabi can now see the pain in her face more clearly. "But if me winning this fight so I can live another day to do all those things with you, Hanabi, then I will do it when I must. Forgive me, Hanabi." Hinata threw both hands to the side, leaving Hanabi's chest wide open. She brought her right hand back. Everything moved in slow motion as her hand was coming forth. When the hit made contact, the only thing that was heard was Hanabi landing hard and bouncing up and then landing again. It was officially over. Hinata had won. Hinata, however, wasn't too thrilled about her victory. Tears were falling down her eyes. She knew what she had to do, but she had to injure her only sister to get it done. Hiyashi couldn't take it anymore. She wins, yet she is crying over her victory. She's too weak to lead this clan. It's her fault anyway. She was the reason why she died. Hiyashi shooed out of sight. Tsunade was going to move, but didn't. Well, so it really was her. When Hiyashi got within striking distance, he swung at the unsuspecting Hinata. He saw that Kakashi had a hand on his striking hand. Karna was holding his other arm, and Guy was holding his wrist from behind, but none of them stopped him. What stopped him was a greenish-blue shield and a familiar face he hadn't seen in a long time that he was responsible for it. His fingertips rested against the shield. Hinata looked at the lady, wearing the cloak in front of her. She recognized the seal. "Naya-sensei?" Hinata managed to get out. Hiyashi was glaring at Hinata, who had her left arm extended to maintain a shield. Naya returned the look. "It's been a long time, Lord Hiyashi," she said the honorific with sarcasm. "Get out of my way, Naya. This has nothing to do with you. I should kill you for removing her seal. Move, Naya." "No, and you can't stop me even if you want to, Hiyashi. You wish to kill your daughter. Is it because she reminds you so much of Yuri? You think killing her will erase the memory of your wife? I see how you became foolish in your old age." Hiyashi narrowed his eyes. Kakashi saw the chakra pattern and Hiyashi with the Sharingan. He was about to perform Kaiten. Damn it, I have to shield myself. This was the thought of all of the Jonin holding him back. Before he could perform his Kaiten, he felt a hand strike to his neck. When he turned around slowly, he saw Tsunade standing over him. Hiyashi passed out. She looked over to see Hanabi, who was being tended to by the medical squad. She also saw Konohamaru following them. She motioned for one of the Hyuga to come. When one arrived, she spoke. "You can take him in the house. I just knocked him out. He should be up in an hour or two. Let him know that if he comes after Hinata again, he will have to deal with me." The Hyuga was helped by the other Hyuga. The elders who were watching were pissed. Hinata had exploited a loophole and made them look like fools. There was nothing they could do. She was now the head of the clan. They all headed back in the house. Hinata's friends ran up to her, but she ran past them to run up to the doctors carrying her sister. She looked at the medic. "Will she be okay?" "Yes, she will be sore for the next couple of days, and we'll have to monitor her kidneys and heart, but she should be fine." Hinata was relieved. She turned to Konohamaru. "I'm sorry, Konohamaru, I didn't mean." It's okay. I know you wouldn't hurt her without good reason. Hinata, don't worry about Hinabi. I'll watch over her. Go join your friends. Hinata didn't want to leave Hinabi, but she knew she couldn't do anything for her. She slowly watched the doctors take her to the hospital. Kiba grabbed her shoulder. That was awesome, Hinata. Ino grabbed the other. I didn't know you were that good. Wow, I don't want to fight you ever. Hinata looked towards the porch to see Neji looking at her. He smiled and nodded at her. She knew that this was his way of saying, good job. Hinata turned around to see Naya walking towards her with Tsunade and the other Jonin senseis. Naya-sensei, what are you doing here? Sakura recognized that name. You're the seal mistress. Everyone turned to Naya, stunned by the revelation. She sighed, looking at Sakura. She said, Naya's just fine. Lee knocked Sakura down to get up close to the lady. You're really her. If so, can you please give me the same seal as Naruto has? No, Naya said bluntly. I'm sorry, but like I told the guy who I can only assume you were the student he was talking about, talk about wanting to be like your master. I didn't come here for that. Besides, you don't need seals to make you stronger. You can get that done with hard work and training. Guy jumped in. She's right, Lee. We'll have to increase your training. We'll train from sun up to sundown. Lee pumped his fist. Yes, Guy Sensei, I'll become much stronger by working harder. Guy Sensei, Lee. The two men leaped into each other's arms, repeatedly shouting the other's name. Naya turned slightly to Tsunade. What the hell is wrong with them? One branch short of a leaf is what I always say. So, what's your business here, Naya? Tsunade asked. I'm here to see your son. I need to talk to him about something, she informed Tsunade. This grabbed the curiosity of Tsunade as well as the others. Oh, what does it concern? Look, Lady Tsunade, I understand you want to know, but it's kind of private. Tsunade was determined to find out what she needed to talk to him about. Naya saw the look that Tsunade was giving. I hate that look. Naya sighed. I'll talk to you before I leave here. I need to find him. Do you know where he's at right now? Kakashi spoke. Last time I saw him, he was training a squad. They're probably on breaks in, so it's a little past 1. Naya saw the man dressed in Anbu garb from the corner of her eye. She was once a member, and the training never left her. The way the man moved, she knew instantly he was from Root. So, are you gonna put your dogs on me, Danzo? They'll lose the scent before they know I'm gone. Well, when will he be home? She asked Tsunade. Usually he comes in at around 9 at night. Come with me, Naya. I will entertain you until then. Tsunade hoped she would accept. This would give her enough time to place an Anbu squad on her. Naya smirked. Nice try, Lady Tsunade, but you forget that I'm a ninja as well. Later, Naya formed her hand seal that blinded everyone. When her vision returned 5 seconds or so later, she was gone. Tsunade cursed herself. I should have countered that technique. It's going to be hard to keep track of her, that's for sure. Tsunade looked around to see that they were the only ones in the courtyard. Well, now that it is done, you guys can go about your business. Hinata, on the other hand, come with me. Everyone left the courtyard. Hinata was last to leave. She looked back at her home. I hope I have the strength to do what is necessary. She followed Tsunade to her office. 5 p.m., Naya's place. Kaito slept most of the day away, but that was the thing. He actually got some sleep. He decided to go to Naruto's room to check up on him. I bet he's resting. Slacker. He opened the door. Hey Naruto, taking my advice. He entered a room with a neatly made bed and a letter addressed to him and Naya. Kaito opened it. Dear Kaito and Naya, I decided that Naya's place may not be the best place for me to train. I can't tell you where I'm going, but just know that I will be in complete seclusion. Anyway, thanks for helping me out, but from here on out I have to do this all alone. I'll see you guys soon. I'm the greatest ninja ever, Naruto Uzumaki. Kaito threw the letter on the bed. I guess he's tired of the parental control. I hope you know what you're doing, Naruto. I really hope you know what you're doing. 2 hours later, Konoha. Konohamaru was sitting at Hanabi's bedside holding her hand. He heard her groan. Hanabi, you're up, he said with excitement. Yes, but I wish I wasn't. Your yelling is giving me a headache. Where am I? Hanabi asked. You're in the hospital. Your father was here earlier, but he left, Konohamaru informed her. Oh, you must be disappointed in me. I still can't believe that I lost to Hinata, by the way. She used as much strength as her body would give her to turn her head. What about Hinata? Hinata just left. She went to get you some flowers from Ino's parents' flower shop. Are you hungry? Hanabi, Konohamaru asked the girl, speaking in a weak voice. Yes, kind of, you idiot. Konohamaru got up. Well, I'll get you some soup. I'll be back real soon. Hanabi looked at the door. She strained her voice to get his attention. Konohamaru, he turned to look back at the girl. Yeah? Thank you. This caused Sarutobi to smile. He then left her alone. Hanabi turned to face the ceiling. I lost. I got minimal movement in my arms and legs. I wonder if she fought me to the fullest. Hanabi closed her eyes. I guess it's better it turned out this way. My sister gets to live. Well, I can live with that. However, what I can't live with is her beating me. When I'm better, I swear I'm going to train until I'm strong enough to challenge her. Hanabi was jolted out of her thoughts when she heard a knocking on the door that was already opened. She turned her head to see that it was Hinata with a bunch of flowers. Hinata walked over to the window ledge and placed the flowers on the ledge. She then turned to Hanabi. How are you feeling? I can't move, Hinata. How do you think I'm feeling? Hanabi said. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to help you sit up? Hinata asked. Hanabi was reluctant, but she said, okay, but move slowly. I'm sore. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Hanabi. I didn't. Hanabi stopped her. Yes, you did. I bear no hard feelings. I do, however, ask that you give me a rematch when I feel like having one. It's me and you, no clan, none of your friends, no one is to be present. I need to know for myself, Hanabi said. Okay, Hanabi, so, I heard father was here, Hanabi said. Yes, he was. I officially start tomorrow. I'll be head of the clan, Hinata informed Hanabi. What do you plan to do? A curious Hanabi questioned. The first thing I plan to do is abolish the curse seal. I will remove it from every member, thus combining the two houses. After that, I will place a seal in every Hyuga that will seal off our bloodline limit when we die. Unlike the cage bird seal, this seal will only seal off our bloodline limit. Once that is done, I'm going to step down and turn over control to father, Hinata informed Hanabi, who was shocked. Father, but why? Hanabi asked. I don't really want to lead the clan, Hanabi. I just want to unite the clan. We're a family, but we are so divided that we forget that. The power the main house holds over the branch causes their hatred towards the main house, and the main house misuses that power and is becoming arrogant towards the branch house. Hanabi understood what Hinata was saying. She found herself looking down on branch members. What was ironic about the main house superiority complex was that the strongest member resided in the branch. Hinata decided to change the subject. So, what happened over the past 2 months? Hanabi thought about what happened. Where do I begin? After about 20 minutes of telling Hinata what had happened, Hanabi finally told her that she kissed Konohamaru. Hanabi wanted to just die due to Hinata's silence. Do you like him? Hinata asked. Yeah, I guess, Hanabi said, sounding like she wasn't sure what she should have said. If you like him, then you like him. You shouldn't hesitate to tell a person how you feel about them, Hanabi. You might lose your chance to tell them. Hinata knew this all too well. The good thing about her situation was she could put it behind her and move on. It would have hurt more if Naruto was with someone who didn't appreciate him, but that wasn't the case with Yumi. Yumi truly loved Naruto. Hinata couldn't have been happier for him. Hanabi was about to say something when Konohamaru walked in with her soup. Hinata stood up. Well, I have to go. Can you help feed her, Konohamaru? He nodded. She then turned to Hanabi. I'll check on you tomorrow, Hanabi-chan, and remember what I said. The two watched the older Hyuga exit the room. Konohamaru turned to Hanabi. How come she gets to call you Hanabi-chan and I can't? She smiled. Because you're an idiot, and she's my sister. Konohamaru shrugged and stuck the spoon with soup in her mouth. Hanabi immediately spit the soup out. Doing idiotic things like this is why you can't call me Hanabi-chan. The soup is hot, you idiot. Are you trying to kill me? Konohamaru scratched the back of his head. Sorry about that. Freaking idiot, just put the soup down. Hanabi slid back. Maybe Hinata was right, but she had to tell him. She was just grateful that he was there. Somebody cared, and that's all that mattered. Somewhere in Konoha, in the shadows of the village where most things were looked over, stood Danzo, and the member of his root squad. So, you spotted Naya. This is good. We can put our expertise to use in this war. Sir, shouldn't we use her location to find Naruto and keep tabs on him? The root member said. She will lead us to that brat. We can keep tabs on him then. The thing I'm concerned about is him mastering that technique, then taking out his vengeance in this village. When you tell her and you find him, watch him closely. If you feel that he is close to mastering that technique, eliminate him. It is Root's job to protect the village, even if we are hidden and unseen. Do you understand, Sai? Yes, I understand, sir, Sai responded. Danzo continued. I placed you in Kakashi's squad 3 years ago to eliminate the Uchiha, but you failed at that. Now he will become the 6th Hokage. I don't want you to kill Uzumaki unless you absolutely have to. Is that clear? Sai nodded. Crystal clear, sir. I will put forth my best effort. I'm sure you will. Danzo watched as Sai left. Out of the shadows, another root member stepped forward. So, do you think he will follow through, sir? No, he has crossed over onto Tsunade's side. He has lost the vision that I have shown him my Konoha long ago. I want you to follow him, and well, you and your squad are to eliminate Uzumaki. If you can retrieve that Horizon scroll, bring it to me. Naya is not to die. She's still of some use to this village. Head out. Danzo leaned on his cane. Sasuke was now out of reach, but it was okay, because he was a Konoha ninja. Uzumaki wasn't, which meant he was a threat. He always saw the third as a fool for not using the boy as the village's ultimate weapon. He was against the boy's banishment more than anyone. Didn't they realize what he held with him? Naruto was now dangerous, and he needed to be dealt with. He cursed Jiraiya for watching the boy from the shadows. Had it not been for the Sannin, he would have had the boy killed the moment he stepped out of the village. The village's safety, that was the job of the root. Protect the great tree that is Konoha without being seen. Danzo faded into the shadow. 10 p.m. Tsunade's house. Yumi was sitting next to Ayami, reading the girl's story. The girl was hugging the stuffed fox animal that Tsunade had gotten her a while back. Yumi finished with the story, and they lived happily ever after. That was a nice story, big sister Yumi. Can I ask you something? Yumi looked at the girl. Sure, ask away. Mommy and Daddy, they didn't have a happy ending because they were killed, right? Yumi heard the sadness in her voice. Yumi thought about how to answer this. She finally came up with a good answer. I don't know what's the case. Your mommy and daddy are in heaven now. They might be sad that you aren't with them, but they are happy knowing that your brother is watching over you. I think that all good people have happy endings. Your mommy and daddy had a happy ending. Besides, they're watching over you, your brother, and Shinji. But they were killed. How can that be seen as a happy ending? Ayami started to cry. I told you that all good people have happy endings. Sure, they were killed, so is my father, but I believe he is happy where he is now, and the same can be said for your parents. Ayami, don't cry. Everything is going to be fine. Yumi said, hoping that this would reassure the girl. Yumi kissed the girl on the forehead. Get some sleep, Ayami. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave you by yourself. I'll stay until you fall asleep. Thank you, big sister. You're the best. Ayami hugged Yumi and then laid back down. Good night, big sister, Ayami said. Good night, Ayami. Yumi watched the girl drift off. She walked over to the window. She saw Senju in the backyard talking to some lady. Yumi closed the curtain so the sun wouldn't disturb the girl in the morning. She planned to sit there for 10 minutes until Ayami was asleep. She would then head to her room and go to sleep. The backyard. Naya had finally gotten Senju alone. She had to stay low, but she was certain that Root was watching her. It didn't matter though. They wouldn't catch her anyway. She looked at Senju. So, feels good to be back? Yes, it feels good to be home, Senju responded. So, that girl you were with, is she your girlfriend? This comment caused Senju to blush. No, she's not my girlfriend. Jeez. If it isn't you, it's Anko. Enough about that. More importantly, his blush faded, and it was replaced by a serious expression. Why are you here? Naya walked past him, then stopped. You know I'm here, so tell me. Are you able to do it, or what? Senju looked away. No. What the hell is going on? Isu will make his final move during the exams, if you're not. Don't you think I know this? He yelled at her. He regained his composure and calmed himself. I know, Naya. I can only assume that Naruto's training isn't going how you thought it would, which is why you're here. I'll tell you like I told Naruto. I don't think even I can take on Isu. Not when he has access to Zoro's. Zenos doesn't even answer my call when I summon him. You know the powers these contracts grant, Naya. If I can't get Zenos to even answer my call, what makes you think I can get him to do that? So, what are you going to do about it? Naya asked. First, I need to know why he's so pissed at me, which I'm pretty sure of the reason. Second, I need to try and make amends. I know you came here because you wanted to warn me, and I should also be ready, but don't count Naruto out yet. As for me, I'll try to correct the situation, he said, trying to reassure her. Well, you work on that. I'm going to take precautions of my own, Naya said to Senju. This caused the man to wonder what she was going to do. What does that mean? He asked. It means that I'm going to do what I feel is necessary, and you are going to do what is necessary. Senju, you're the only one who has the experience and the power to match him. You have to gain access to that power again. It's too much to place this on Naruto's shoulders. He's pushing himself too far to succeed. She wanted to believe in Naruto, but 4 months to master her Raishin and Heaven's Blade? The odds were not in his favor. Well, Senju, I just wanted to tell you that. You can tell everyone that Naruto's fine. Well, I have to get going. Danzo's having his dogs following me. Do you need me to cover you? Senju asked, but Naya shook her head. No, I can lose these amateurs with a blindfold and a broken leg. I'll be alright. Tell Lady Tsunade I'm sorry, we couldn't catch up. But she would only be doing the same thing Danzo's doing. Senju laughed. You're right, well, Naya, I guess I'll see you around. Take care of yourself. Don't worry, I will. Naya did hand seal with only her left hand. She then blurted out a sight with Root hot on her tail. Senju laughed to himself. They're trying to track down an escape artist. Good luck with that. 10 minutes later, Naya could feel they were on her tail. Well, I guess it's time to leave you guys. I had enough of this game of tag. Naya used Shinchuin, but she combined it with a Genjutsu. The Root Squad had the speed to keep up. However, they didn't expect her to vanish in the dust. It was as if she disintegrated before their eyes. The captain stopped. She used a Genjutsu to cover her tracks, but we still have her scent. She's heading west of here. Follow that scent now. Naya watched from a branch as they headed her way. Danzo, I'm disappointed. It shouldn't have been this easy to lose them. Either it's that or I'm getting good. I didn't expect them to fall for the glitter dust Genjutsu. Not only that, they're gonna have a blast chasing that goddamn squirrel with my scent concealed in a tag. Naya touched that string around her neck with a tag on it. I guess they can't catch me if I smell like the trees here in the forest. Well, it was fun. But I should really be going. Naya headed right. Even though they caught the squirrel, they were too far away to track her anyhow. Also added to the fact that she smelled like the forest, so scent wasn't an option. She lost them before they even realized it. After 15 minutes of following her scent, they came upon the squirrel with a tag on it. The captain picked up the squirrel and looked at the tag, which read, "Tell Danzo he's going to have to do better than that to keep track of me. Also, you might want to put this down right about now." The captain and his squad fled the area as quickly as possible. It's a good thing because it was leveled by the explosion that followed. Naya, who was miles away, heard it and smiled. They never stood a chance. Losers. She continued to hop from tree branch to tree branch until she faded into the darkness of the night. 1 a.m. Somewhere in Fire Country. Naruto was at the base of the mountain. He looked up and it seemed like there was no end in sight. He rubbed his hands. No guts, no glory. He walked over and started to climb the mountain. When he got a few feet away, he looked up again. This is gonna take a while. Naruto continued to climb and he wasn't going to stop until he reached the top.